This week's project is quick, quirky, and surprisingly useful. I'm throwing a scoop on the wheel. A scoop. And the key to making it work, it all comes down to the trimming. So let's dig in. I'm using 300 grams of clay. I'm using a red clay that fires to a rich mahogany colour. So I center my clay. If I were to make more of these, I would throw them off the hump. That is, I'd center a large piece of clay and throw multiples from that clay. So I start with my clay a little taller and I push down into the clay. I'm leaving about 3 to 4 centimeters in the base, as this is going to become the handle. So I've pushed down into the clay and now I'm bringing up the walls. I'm keeping a very tall, narrow aspect. It's like a very narrow vessel sitting on a very thick base. I compress and straighten the sides with a rib. This is a lovely clay to work with, but rather messy. As the neck narrows, if the top wobbles a little, I gently guide it back to the center. And then I keep on narrowing the neck. So the neck is going to be the handle. And so I'm just aiming for a little more definition in the handle. And then I straighten the sides a little. So you'll notice that I've left a lot of clay in the base, and that's holding the scoop. And now I'm ready to trim some of that clay away. So I really want to cut quite a bit of clay away at this stage. And now I'm thinking about the shape of the handle. And that's about it. After a quick tidy with a sponge, I'm ready to set aside to dry. This time on the softer side of leather hard. I've left it on the bat to dry. And now that it's almost leather hard, I'm just going to trim a little more around the base. Now I'm going to cut into the clay, and this is where the scoop form will be revealed. I like to use a little paring knife for this kind of work. And I'm cutting down at a bit of an angle, leaving the handle largely intact. Now I trim a little more around the base until the scoop is released from the bat. That's all the trimming for the handle, but I do give it a bit of a roll. It just rounds off the handle. And now I'd like to add a little more shape to the scoop. So I cut off those sharp corners. And I trim a little more to make sure that the scoop has a gentle round curve. Great, I think this is more of a friendly shape. Now, to make the scoop more usable, I give the edges a sponge. I just want to refine those edges just a little. And I'm paying particular attention to the scooping edge. This will be more functional if it tapers to a thinner rim. I'm spending a bit of time on the trimming and finishing. My thinking is that without this finessing of the edges, my scoop's going to be a little clumsy in its function. So I let my scoop dry and then I bisque fire. Now I'm ready to glaze, and I'm using a very functional glossy white glaze. It provides a strong contrast with the deep mahogany colour of the fired clay. And I clean the handle on some of them so I can prop them on kiln furniture to fire. And I fire another one just with the base wiped clean. A little unglazed clay is not going to make them any less functional for the purposes I'm going to use them for. And that's it. Now for the glaze fire. And so here we are, a pottery scoop on the wheel. Not too difficult to throw, but a little trimming required. And the final verdict, these actually work better than I was expecting and are in high rotation usage both in the laundry and the kitchen. I might just make another batch for the studio too. And for another highly functional utility item, why not try out my funnel video? And happy potting!